Good evening. Family and friends, it has been an honor to work with you in assisting these students. At this time, please rise for our 2018 graduates, accompanied by the Lapeer Community Schools Board of Education and the Lapeer Community High School staff. We can all remain standing. And gentlemen, please remove your caps for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mr. Robert Hart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our distinguished guests from our board, Mr. Michael Keller, our president, Mike Nolan, the vice president, Peggy Bush, the secretary, Lisa Novak, trustee, Denise Becker, trustee, Wendy Byard, trustee, Jan Peabody, trustee, Superintendent Matthew Wandry, Ken Jensrick, the CFI director, and our curriculum instructor, and our director of curriculum. What are you? Miss Michelle Bradford. For those who don't know me, I'm Troy Norman, the lead teacher at Lapeer Community High School. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium Miss Wendy Byard.
Well, good evening, everyone. like to congratulate the graduates. I believe I speak for my fellow board members when I say that tonight's graduation is one of our favorite events. It shines a light on the human spirit, the capacity for young people to battle adversity and to persevere. We all understand that life is far from easy, especially in adolescence. I know this firsthand as an English teacher at Mott College. Every semester, I have my students write me letters and want to get to know them. And over the years, they have shared with me various fears. Here are some of the excerpts from their letters. Dear Wendy, I am not very smart. I am afraid I will fail your class. Dear Wendy, I don't have a lot of talent for writing. I don't think I'm going to do very well in English 101. Dear Wendy, my best never seems good enough. Dear Wendy, I am afraid. A year ago, on a cold January morning, I had a young lady named Bree enter my classroom at Mott. I observed her as she took her seat in the very last row in the very far corner, really as far away from me as she could get, which was very interesting and telling. And in the days that followed, she was very quiet, a very reserved student. But as the weeks passed, she started to open up a little bit, and I read her essays. And they were always very heartfelt and beautifully written, mostly about her beloved horse, Pixie. But she was an extremely hard worker, and she revised her essays over and over and over again. And in the end, she earned an A on every single paper that she wrote. So one day, I announced the research paper. And of course, there were moans in the classroom. Everybody was nervous. But I found out later from my student Bree that it was far worse. She was actually panic-stricken, but I didn't know that, and I didn't know why. When I finally read her paper at the end of the semester, I was thrilled. It was one of the best papers I've ever read. So one day after class, I chased her down, and I said, Bree, you have written a fabulous research paper. It is so good that I'm actually going to enter it in some contests. And Bree just looked at me and said, what? A contest? You actually think that my work should be in a contest? And I said, why would you say that? Don't you know how great you are? And Bree just shook her head no. But then she told me her story. When she was a sophomore in high school, she suffered the traumatic and sudden death of a very close loved one, and she spiraled into a depression. And it became so severe that she had to leave high school, and she ended up being homeschooled for most of her years. And so she never wrote a single research paper. So when she came into my college class last winter, she was terrified. She had no confidence in herself. So fast forward. I entered her paper in 2 contests, and weeks went by. But then came the results. Not only did Bree place, but she won. In the Mott College Research Contest, Bree took first place, and in a statewide writing contest, Bree was in the top 7. When I told her this, she was ecstatic, and I began to see her transform into somebody who was self-assured and who recognized her own untold potential. She had new confidence, and she went on to present her research about plastics and ocean pollution around Michigan, making the world a better place. So why do I tell you this story? Because Bree's journey illustrates how low self-esteem can hinder a person, how any one of us can perceive ourselves inaccurately or poorly, how we look in the mirror, we might see a distorted view, a lesser view looking back at us. Too often, young people suffer from a poor self-image, which leads to doubt and fear and them not fulfilling their destiny. They don't think they're good enough or that they measure up. But I want our graduates today to see their worth. I don't want them to wait until they're 30 or 40 or 50 to see how amazing they are and to make their best mark on the world. Poet Alan Cohen said, "To love yourself right now just as you are is to give yourself heaven." So graduates, I want you to know and celebrate your strengths and achievements. And to that end, I would like to take just a moment to celebrate a few of the achievements that have been told to me about our graduates. So we have a student who played Puck in A Midsummer's Night Dream. That is not an easy task. We have another student who was a varsity athlete on the Lapeer High School basketball team. One of our students finished Ed Tech and all of his classes early. We have another student who is performing and making a living out of playing his music. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. We also have a graduate who was the chair of the Lapeer County Community Foundation's Youth Advisory Committee. And of course, everybody on the stage is graduating on time and with their class. So let's give them a round of applause for that. We know that we rarely succeed in life on our own. John Donne said, "No one is an island." So I'd like to take a moment to honor the people who have loved and nurtured and provided countless sacrifices for these graduates, the mothers and the fathers and the guardians. Would you please stand up and let's give them a round of applause. All the moms and dads and the guardians. Yes, you need to applaud your mom and dad. Thank you for raising such fine children. And I'd also like to take a minute to honor the people who teach and care and inspire, the educators. Teachers Don Shaver, Christine Newton, Cynthia Tankey, Secretary Amanda Cowgill, Counselor Jeff Lorenz, paraprofessional Annette Price, Program Support Lillian Miller, Director of CFI Ken Jansrick, and the Education Department Chair, Troy Norman. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Graduating from high school is a momentous accomplishment, and we are delighted with our graduates' determination because, as Gandhi said, man often becomes what he sees himself to be. So I will close with this quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear really is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. Instead, we are all meant to shine. So shine on, class of 2018. Believe in yourselves. Be bold. Dream big. Take risks. Because today's world needs you. Your brilliance, your creativity, your kindness, your very best self. Congratulations, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Bard. We now have a student speaker, Mr. Max Atwell.
Hello. Today marks not only a significant moment of educational milestones, but personal goals. Today proves to myself and my peers that with hard work and determination, anything can be done. I did not at all see myself standing here 3 months ago. I saw a path of dropping out midway through high school, getting a GED, and getting a dead-end job to pay for my shenanigans, not doing much of myself. But with this, I see what I couldn't fathom before. If I were to not transfer alternative high, I would have robbed myself of this. I quit a job that I love, the people, the work, and the experience. But to move up in life, you must lose some to win some. Now, before I go any further, I want Mrs. Tankey and Miss Miller recognized. If not for them, not just me, but a good majority of us would not be standing here. They are wonderful people who pushed us, encouraged us, and ultimately led us to the doorsteps of great things. Thank you, OG Tank Dog and Little Mill, for everything you have done for us. Thank you, Mr. J, for your words of wisdom. And not for our history, I wouldn't know how to properly plead the fifth. Thank you, Mr. Norman, for being a great wrestling coach back in the day, and more importantly, a leader. Thank you, Mrs. Price, for steering me clear of what is wrong. Last but not least, thank you, Mr. Shaver, for the wonderful advice you always grant us with. As I conclude, it's crucially recognized, no matter what people think, no matter what they say, your decisions are yours, and you must always follow your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Atwell. I am honored to introduce another one of our students, along with one of our staff members, who have prepared special music for this evening. Please welcome Mr. Jacob Cox and Mrs. Cynthia. Thank you.
It's a lot harder to get it down with the hat on. Alright, this is a song called Once I Was by Tim Buckley, but I redid the words so it'll be more fitting for graduation. Once I was a toddler, and I grew up in front of you. And once I was a child, you sent me off to school. And once I was a student, I worked to make my dreams come true. And now we're growing older, adult years upon us. And sometimes I wonder, just for a while, will you ever remember me? Oh. Ooh. Now here's graduation, the day that we've been working for. Oh, how the years have flown by, and here we all are tonight, in our caps and gowns. Just take a look around, be proud you made it now, so scream it all out loud. And sometimes I wonder, just for a while, will you ever remember me? Oh. Thank you.
It's been a tradition for staff to sing at graduation for years, and when this opportunity came up that these guys sing together, I thought that was really cool, and it's just really a treat to have that this year. So thank you guys. Where am I now? We'd like to, this time, to recognize some students. We're going to start with some awards, starting with our Best Attendance Award. Please welcome Miss Amanda Cowger.
Hi, everybody. All right, so at this time, I'm proud to announce the Best Attendance Award to Mr. Robert Hart. Robert has made Lapeer Community High School a better place by consistently exhibiting the kinds of behaviors we want to see in our schools and communities, making his attendance a priority, and also preparing himself for the workplace. Everybody give it up for Robert.
Thank you for coming. For our Educational Achievement Award, Mrs. Annette Price.
Good evening. This educational award is for someone who has shown outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment in their education, hardworking, and giving their best effort. This particular student has chose almost not to graduate. We convinced the person to do it, and I'd like to congratulate Avery Shuck.
Thank you, Mrs. Price. Next up is our Citizenship Award that will be presented by Mr. Don Shaver.
The Citizenship Award honors someone who has made Lapeer Community High School a better place by consistently exhibiting the kinds of behaviors we want to see in our schools and communities, by helping others, and by treating everyone with respect. This year's recipient is Max Atwell.
Thank you, Mr. Shaver. The next award is the Leadership Award presented by Mrs. Cynthia Tanke.
The Leadership Award is given to a student who is consistently exhibiting the kinds of behaviors we want to see in our schools and our communities, modeling an excellent work ethic and study habits. I can tell you, because I was his mentor, that he was in the green level for the entire time that he was with us and earned 18 credits this year to be able to graduate, and maintaining the expected behavior consistent with the operation of the program. Unfortunately, he's unable to be with us tonight, but this award goes to Mr. Jordan Gable.
Thank you, Mrs. Tanke. Now the Lapeer Community Scholarship presented by Mr. Jeff Lorenz.
So this scholarship was originally funded by a total staff campaign, and the contributions continue to support this worthy recognition of our students. The scholarship has been awarded for 30 years now. The recipients must have been students in Lapeer Community Schools for at least 7 full years. This is a $500 scholarship being awarded to Bradley Tidrick.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Now it's time for Senior of the Year, presented by Miss Lillian Miller.
Our Senior of the Year award is given to a senior earning the respect of those around them, showing the potential to be successful as he leaves Lapeer Community High School, and displaying educational excellence. We have 2 seniors that will be earning this award tonight, and our first one is a young lady I was impressed with right away when I started working at Lapeer Community High School. She completed 8 credits in a matter of 3 months while also being pregnant. This is Amber Robinson. Our second senior, he was a senior that went to Ed Tech as well as Lapeer Community High School. And I never got to see him too much, but whenever I did, he was so polite to all the staff. And he unfortunately could not be here tonight, and that is Alan Thorpe.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. And congratulations to our award recipients. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium the Director of Innovation, Mr. Ken Jansrick.
Lapeer Community High School students, today is one milestone in your lives. Today's a big day for you. Unlike the other milestones that you have reached over the years, today is a significant one. Each and every one of you will move on to another chapter of your lives. You will leave behind the staff, students at Lapeer Community High School and start that new chapter. Regardless if your new chapter in life is school or work, know that I'm very proud of your accomplishments, and I know everyone in the audience, friends, family, including staff, are also extremely proud of what you were able to accomplish. As you have spent time at Lapeer Community High School, whether it's 3 years or 3 months, each and every one of you has made an impact on all of us, made an impact on who we are and what we do and how we conduct ourselves. Each one of you has had just as much of an impact on us as we try to have on you. In your future challenges, I need you to remember. Remember what brought you here today. Remember the times you were successful and the times maybe not so successful. Remember the effort, hard work, and dedication you put in to get here today. As you enter those new chapters of your lives, remember the personal and academic challenges that you faced. Through these challenges, remember what you did to achieve your goals, who helped you up when you were down, how you pulled yourself up some days, and how you fought to achieve. Remember as well how you reflected after these challenges. Reflection in what we do, how we respond, and how we achieve these goals shapes us to be who we are every day. For it's all of you, it's these challenges you face that will make you the people you are today and will support you in the future. I had a chance to ask a couple of the seniors the other day what they wanted you to know about them. Got a couple funny comments. All that matters is I did it. I overcame my social anxiety by being at Lapeer Community High School. I did it for my baby. I proved everyone wrong. I'm going to college next year. This is a handful of the great things. To say the least, I'm extremely proud of the accomplishments. Each and every one of you came to school for the first day with your own story. You came to school with a story. I talk with the staff all the time about it. I talk with Mr. Wandery about it, and those stories are really what make us who we are. But today's that opportunity for you to now take your story and write a new chapter. Take your story, move on to that next phase in life, write a new chapter, and continue to be successful. We're all very proud of you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jansrick. At this time, I'd like to take a quick moment to recognize just some of the people that made this all possible. Our school board and administration staff for having this program and keeping this program and supporting this program. This is one of your many small reasons why to keep it. And these stories don't happen without this program. To Ms. Cowgill, our secretary, who not only put this evening together, but is also support from the office every day. Our teaching staff, Cindy Tankey, Don Shaver, Christine Newton. We know what we put in, but I think this is worth it. Our counselor, Jeff Lorenz, we have to keep going back and figuring out what it is that this kid needs. And we do it over and over, and we make sure we get there. So thank you. And our support staff, Annette Price and Lillian Miller. I tell you what, you guys make this thing run more than you know. So I appreciate it. At this point, Superintendent Wandry, members of the board, on behalf of myself and Lapeer Community High School, I hereby affirm to you that the students presented before you this evening had filled the requirements and expectations set forth by Lapeer Community School District. They are therefore entitled to receive the Lapeer Community Schools diploma conferred upon them. I would like to welcome Mr. Shaver, who will be reading the names of the graduates this evening.
Nathan Bogus. Mason Clark. Mackenzie Clark. Jacob Cox. Drew Ingo. Ethan Freeman. Robert Hart. Max Atwell. Amber Robinson. Ethan Rosser. Avery Shook. Kira Short. Tyler Tasker. Bradley Tidrick.
Graduates, at this time, please move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your mortboard. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you the Lapeer Community High School class of 2018. Congratulations to our graduates, and a huge thank you to all that have come out tonight in support. We will be concluding our commencement exercise with a recessional. We ask that you please remain in your seats while our graduates, staff, and honored guests exit the auditorium. You will be welcome to take pictures after the recessional on and about the stage, as well as the foyer. We practiced.